Hi guys, welcome to Flying Grip Academy. Today we are going to discuss about shell programming. How to install a shell script in Linux. If you want to install the shell, you have to use the command sudo apt get update and sudo apt get install bash. Bash stands for Born Again Shell. Here you are having a bin bash. This particular code is called shebang. It is used as a header file before the shell script so that it can able to identify which kind of shell it is. Here we have given a bash. Bash stands for born again shell, from which particular directory it is being opened. So it is going to open the binary files. Bin stands for binaries. So next, here we are going to give an echo. Echo stands for to print a particular text on the screen. Here we have given a hello message. Here dollar prompt is going to display the shell command. Here we have displayed the user. It means it is going to display who is the current user, and it is going to display a message. I wish to list some of the files of yours, so that it is going to display the user files. So here it is going to display hello followed by the user, and it is going to display some of the files by the user. So how it is going to display the user? So here it is going to list the files in the current directory, and here it is going to show PWD. PWD stands for current working directory, so that it is going to show the directory which is present by the user. And here we have used the ls command, so that it is going to list all the files in the current directory. So next, what is a shell? It acts as an interface between user and operating system. This particular thing is also known as kernel. It is a command interpreter. When you are going to type a ls command, it is going to find the particular command in the specific directory called user and bin, so that which particular user has currently login and what are the binary files are present in that particular shell. So now shell is going to run the specific command specified by the user, and you will receive the output. Next, what is a shell program? Basically, it is a collection of executables or commands placed in a file and executed. If you are going to consider Windows contains .exe file, whereas in Linux it will be contains a dot files. So where you are going to execute a particular file, it provides user an option to execute a command based upon some condition. For example, there are some conditional statements you can able to use. For example, here if you are using a if is a conditional statement, or you can able to use a else if, and so on. Next, you can use a control statements like for and while, so that you can able to have a repetitive or iterative statements which you can able to specify. And also we are having a switch case which you want to specify a particular condition. If not present, what you need to do, so which option you have specified, and based upon option what is the next step you need to perform. There are different types of shells. The different types of shells are born again shell, born shell, born again shell which is bash, C shell, and TC shell, turbo shell, and corn shell. These are the different types of shells. Most popularly used is bash. So here bash is a most popularly used version. Editors. Most popularly used editors are VI and gedit. Gedit is similar to the notepad, and whereas VI is a command line editor. Basic rules of shell programming are: it is going to start with a shebang, which is going to start with bin bash, or it is going to start with a sh. If you are going to use a barn shell, then it is using a sh. If you are using a barn again shell, you are going to use a bash. If you want to make it executable, you need to change the permission. If you want to change the permission as a executable, so that you are going to modify the permission by using a chmod command. By typing the percentage, you are going to type chmod, so that you are going to modify the permission of a specific user, and you are going to add an executable permission for that specified script. You can able to invoke bash script by using a percentage by specifying // followed by a script, so that you can able to execute a script by specifying a executable permission, so that you can able to make a script to be executable. Here we are having a commands. Once if you have downloaded a .sh file, sh file is something like a shell script. There are different steps for execution, that are: you are going to make that file to be executable. In order to make that particular file to be executable, you are going to specify chmod plus file name. It means plus x is going to add the executable permission for a specified file name, which is going to start with .sh. For example, you are having a file name, so that you are going to execute a specific file name followed by / filename.sh. Here we have changed the permission to executable permission, so that you can able to execute that particular file by specifying / filename.sh. For example, if you want to execute the script or compile the script, you are going to save the file name filename.sh. For example, if you are going to open an editor, for example, editor you are using is vi. If you are using a vi space filename.sh, so that you can able to type a file by pressing I. So I stands for to insert. Otherwise, you can able to use ex editor. Ex stands for an editor, so that you can able to use filename.sh. So once if you are going to press filename.sh, you have to type visual, then you are going to press I to insert. If you are going to press I to insert, then you can able to insert some text. These two editors, if you want to execute the program, for example, if you are going to consider these two editors, if you want to execute the program by saving, you have to type escape key followed by :WQ. It stands for save and quit the program. You have to use this one, escape key followed by WQ, so that you can able to save and quit the program. Here you are having a different basic functions where you can able to execute in the shell. Here you are going to give the input. Input is a something which is going to prompt the user to enter the input on the screen. So next, decision. If there is any decision in order to enter the input, you will be specifying the decision making, if and if else. Otherwise, you can able to use a case statement, so that you can able to specify the case. So next, repetition. You can able to use do while or repeat until. For loop, or select. You can able to use a functions and you can able to generate a signal by using a traps. User input. How to read an input from a specified user. For example, you will be giving a echo command, enter a value. The value should be read by the read command. It is something like scanf in your C, or it is something like system.in. For example, here you are going to read a particular variable. So for example, here you are going to specify the variable name. Otherwise, you can able to specify more variables, variable 1, variable 2, variable 3 and so on. Here it is going to specify variable, integer is a variable, float is a variable, double is a variable. Similarly, string is also a variable. Now, here we are going to give a command read followed by P. So where P is going to prompt accept some particular parameters from the command prompt. So now here we are going to specify prompt and we are going to store in a variable name, so that whatever the values you are going to be entered on a prompt or a terminal will be read by P, where it is going to store under variable name. Words entered by the user are assigned to variable name and more variables. Last variable gets rest of the input line. Here you are having an example. Already I have told this particular code is shebang, and now here you are going to enter read P. It is going to read something on your prompt, so that whatever the text you are going to type on your terminal. Here you are going to type enter your name. Here you have specified two parameters, first and last, so that first is a one variable, first variable, and last is another variable. Now you are going to specify echo first name, so that user will enter first name on the screen. If you are using a P, it is going to prompt, it can able to read a data in a different line. Here you are going to specify a dollar in order to print the input or a text which is entered by the user. Here you are going to specify a last name, so that here a dollar prompt which is read the particular input, it is going to give an echo by last name. Here user has entered a first name and last name. Echo read P has displayed enter your name. Here you are having a shell special variables. You are going to declare a parameters over here. Here $0. Here all these particular shell variables are used in a if conditional statement. Here you are going to specify name of current shell script. $0 stands for which particular shell script you are using at the current. Next, here $1 to 9 specifies the positional parameters 1 through 9. So 1 to 9 it is going to specify the positional parameter. Next, $hash specifies the number of positional parameters. How many number of parameters are passed by the user. Next, $star stands for all positional parameters. Here $star is one particular string, so that it can able to accept all the positional parameters as a form of string. $@ is going to specify all positional parameters where $@ is going to specify it is a set of strings. $? Stands for it returns the status of most recently executed command. Next, $$ is used to process ID of current process. What is your process ID? If you are typing a PID, it is going to show current process IDs which is running on the terminal, so that it is going to display current process. Next, here we are having an example of command line arguments. Command line arguments which are passed during the runtime. Here we are going to set the variables set, Tim, Bill, Ann and Fred. Tim is a first positional parameter, Bill is a second positional parameter, Ann is a third positional parameter, and Fred is a fourth positional parameter. So because of that reason, we have specified $1, $2, $3 and $4. Set is used to set the parameters. For example, here $star echo $star specifies all the positional parameters which we have specified by using a set variable. It is going to display all positional parameters which are set, Bill, Ann and Fred. So next, here we have specified percentage echo $#. Here $# is going to count how many number of parameters are there. Here Tim is 1, Bill is 2, Ann is 3 and Fred is 4. So here it is going to count how many number of positional parameters are there. So next, percentage echo $1. It is going to fetch which particular parameter is in $1. The first parameter is Tim. So now it is going to specify Tim here. For example, here if you are going to specify $2, here if you are going to specify $2, then it is going to fetch Bill. Here we have specified echo $3 and $4. Here we are having a $3. So $3 is Ann and $4 is Fred. So that you are going to get third and fourth one, so Ann and Fred. Here we are having a bash control structures. Here we are having a if then else case is something like switch, and here you are using a loops called for, while, until and select. The first particular statement is if. Here if is a conditional statement. You are going to check whether it is true, then it is going to execute the statements. Once it is executed statements, if is going to end with fi. In normal one, it is not going to end with fi, but in the case of shell script, if is ended with fi. Statements are executed only if command succeeds. Otherwise, it is going to return status 0 on error. Next command is test command. Here test command is used to test an expression. Here you are going to specify the expression. Here you are going to specify if test, and here we have written -w. So whether you are going to check whether it is writable. Here which particular argument you have specified is $1. $1 is an argument which is specified by the user. For example, user has passed an argument. For example, you are going to pass an argument file.txt. For example, you are going to pass an argument file.txt. This particular argument you have passed file.txt, you are going to check whether this particular file is having write permission. Whether this particular is having write permission. So then if the particular file is having a write permission, then it is going to specify echo file $1 is writable, so that the particular file which you have passed through a argument, it is writable. Next command is same, so which we have specified if condition then statements. Here you have specified the condition without using a test command. So here previously you have used a test command, otherwise you can able to specify the condition within the parenthesis, which we are using a square braces here. Here we are having a if then else statement. In previously we have used if statement. If the particular condition is failed, then it will be exiting from the program. There is no else statement. If that particular condition is failed, it has to do something else. For example, here we have given a if condition. If the condition is true, this particular condition is going to execute the statement 1. Otherwise, it is going to execute the statement 2. Now, it is executed statement 2, that is fine. Otherwise, it is going to exit from this particular condition. If particular condition 1 is true, there is no need to go to the condition 2. If the condition is failed, then else will be executed. If both are failed, then it is going to execute, it will be exit from the program. Here you are using a ELIF. ELIF is similar to your else if, so that either you can able to use else if or ELIF. Here you are using a else. Instead of else, you can able to use a ELIF, so that ELIF is similar to your else if statement. Here you have specified else if condition, then you are going to execute the statement, else you are going to execute the another statement. In under the else statement, you are going to specify else if. It also going to check some particular condition. Else is not going to check any condition, but else if is having a capability to check the specific condition. Next concept we are going to discuss is relational operators. Here you are using a different symbols: greater than equals to, less than equals to, equals you are using EG, not equal you are using a any. Otherwise you can able to use not equals to. Here you can able to compare the string 1 is less than string 2, or string 1 is greater than string 2, and here you can able to specify string length is greater than 0. Here -n you are going to specify length is greater than 0. Here if you are going to specify string length is 0, -z followed by str. Next one is compound logical expressions. Here you are using a logical symbol not, and here you are using a logical and for and here you are using a or for or. Here basically it must be enclosed within a square parenthesis. If you are going to use a or, both A and B should be true. Both A and B are true, then it is going to be executed. So this is here both A and B are true. This particular thing will be executed. Here either A or B should be true. So here it is going to compare not, it should not be. There is a condition if not equals to. Like that you will be using a not symbol. Next you are using a exclamatory operator which is not operator, using the not operator. How we are going to use a not operator? Here you are going to use a shebang code. So where you are using a exclamatory followed by pin and bash. Here you are going to read enter the work of years. Here it is going to prompt how many number of years you are going to work. So years you are going to store. Here you are going to check the number of years is not less than 20, which you have entered the years. It is not less than 20, then it is going to specify you can return now. Otherwise you are using a else statement, then it is going to show you need 20 plus years to return, and if should be ended with a F5. There is a rule in shell, whatever the statements you have specified, it should be ended with a F5. Next, using a AND operator. If you are using a AND operator, here you have declared a bonus equal to 500, where you have declared a bonus is having a 500 assigned to bonus. Next, here you are going to read enter your status. Here status will be storing the variable, whatever the thing you are going to enter from the command prompt. So next, here it is going to ask enter the shift. Shift contains whether your shift is morning shift or night shift, whatever the shift status you can enter. Hourly basis or weekly basis or something. If here it is going to check if status equal to H. So H stands for hourly basis, and there will be a shift like a morning shift, it will be 1, and if you are using a afternoon shift, it will be a 2, and if you are using a evening shift, it will be a 3. If you are using a night shift, it will be a 4. So like that you can able to specify which particular shift you belongs to. Next, here you are going to specify shift equal to 3. So then here both should be true. A particular person is working in hourly basis and his shift should be evening. So then it is going to specify echo shift, and it is going to specify the shift which he has entered, and he gets the bonus. Here you are going to specify the $$ followed by a bonus. Next, so what is the $$ bonus? He is going to get the bonus which we have specified 500. It is going to specify the bonus. Else it is going to show only hourly workers will get the bonus. So next it is going to print a message. Shift 3 is a particular workers who are working in an organization, they will be getting the bonus, and then it is going to end with F5. Here you are having another example by using a OR. Here you are going to print a message, prompt a message enter calls ended. Here you are using a C handle, so which is ended, and enter calls closed. Here you have specified a C close where it is going to store the calls handle and calls close. Here you are going to check whatever the C handle value you have entered. For example, you have entered a C handle as 200. Next, you have entered a calls closed as 50. But you have the remaining 150 is pending. Then it is going to check the status. If calls handle is greater than 150 or call close is greater than 50, either one should be true. So here you have handle 200, which is true, which is true. Here it is false. It is not greater than 50. So either in OR statements, so true false will be true. Only false false will be false. So then this particular statement will be executed and it is going to print you are entitled to bonus because he has handled the cost 200 and now either of this particular statement is true. Otherwise he has handled less than 200 and he has closed less than 50, then it is going to print else message. So in else message you get a bonus if the calls you have handled is greater exceeds 150 or calls closed exceeds 50. Otherwise the particular person will not get a bonus. It is ending with a F5. Here the file texting, if you are going to read a file, you need to identify a file is whether a directory file. Otherwise you need to identify a file whether it is a text file, document file, image file, video file, audio file. Then you are having a different permissions like file is readable, otherwise file is writable, otherwise file is executable. Then you can able to check if file length is non-zero by checking -s. Here you can able to test a specific file by using a if condition. Here you are going to read a specific file which is a file name. You are going to check whether the particular file name is not having a readable permission. Here you have specified readable permission. This particular file name is not having a read permission. Then echo is going to print output on the screen. File is not readable, and here it has to exit from the program, that is exit 1. Here why we have specified exit statement F5, otherwise it will be checking is there some other statements followed by if. So there are no statements, because of that reason we have specified F5. This is a end of if program. Next, in this program we are going to check command line arguments is less than 1 or not. Here if $hash stands for how many number of arguments you have passed. So now it is less than 1, then it is going to specify the usage file test name and it is going to exit 1. So it means you can able to specify invalid arguments. Next, here you are using a if statement, and here you are going to use a particular file which you have sent as a positional parameter 1. For example, you have specified a program with a file.txt. File.txt is passed as a argument 1. Now the particular, it is a file. So first thing is it is going to check if a particular file is not in a particular argument, and it is going to check whether it is having a $1 read permission, not having a read permission, or not having a write permission. So it is whether it is a file or not, whether it is not having a write permission, not having a read permission. So then it is going to print a message, file argument 1 is not accessible. The argument 1 which you have specified is file.txt. If there is no arguments or file which you have passed is not having a read permission or not having a write permission, then it is going to specify file is not accessible, and it is going to show the exit status, and it is going to end with the F5. There are two particular if statements here. One is checking the status, how many number of arguments are there. It is less than 1, so then you are going to exit. Otherwise it will be checking whether it is a file or not. So -f stands for whether it is a file or not. Then -r stands for whether it is having a readable permission or not. -w stands for, here by using a not, we are going to check whether a file is having a execute permission or not. So then you are going to print it is not a file, it is not having a readable permission. If it is not having a writable permission, you are going to print file is not accessible. Next, here you are having an example of if statement. If statement, you can able to use a double braces. Here you have used a double square braces. Either you can use this one, or you can able to use a single square braces by specifying if. Otherwise, you can able to check the condition by using a test command. Here we have not at all specified any parenthesis, either square or double braces. Here you are going to use a test condition and $reply. So you are going to read from reply. So if it is yes or no. If it is yes, then it is going to perform some action. It is going to print whatever the reply you have entered. Otherwise, no. The three particular syntaxes you can able to use in if are by specifying double braces or specifying a single braces. Without specifying any braces, you can use a test. Here you are using a else if statement. By using a else if statement, what you are going to do is, here you are going to enter the income amount. In income, whatever the value entered by the user, that will be stored under income, and next enter expenses amount. Whatever the expense amount you have entered, that will be stored under expense. Now here you have declared a let. Let is a command which you are going to declare a variable. Here you have specified net income. So how much net income is? Income minus expense. How much value entered by the user as a income, and you are going to deduct the expenses under the income. So now here you are going to check the condition. If net is equal to 0, then income and expenses are equal and it is break even. It means the income is same and expense is also same. So both are 0. Both are having a 0. So then it is break even. Otherwise, else if, by using a else if, net is greater than 0, so then you are having a profit and you are going to display net. Here by using a else, it is going to show loss, and how much loss is incurred by the user, you are going to print the net. Net contains income minus expenses, and finally you are going to end with F5. Next one is case statement. Case statement is similar to your switch command. Here you are using a case and we are going to specify a keyword word, and here you are going to specify the input. So input will be read by the parameter which is specified by the user. So now it is going to check whether it is a syntax is pattern 1, it is going to perform the command list, and the syntax is end with double semicolon. And if it is a pattern 2, it is going to execute the second command list 2, and it is going to end with double semicolon. If it is case n or pattern n, and it is going to execute command list n, and it is also ended with double semicolon. Finally it is ends with ESAC. Here you are having a case pattern checked against a word of match. It may also contain star, question mark followed by triple dots, or a class, or a multiple patterns listed via pipeline symbol, which is OR. Here you are having an example for the case statement. Here you have entered a shebang code bin bash. Here you have specified echo enter y to see all files including hidden files. So this is an example for ls command. If you are going to press y, so that it is going to specify including the hidden files, and next statement is echo enter n to specify non-hidden files. If you are typing n, it is going to show non-hidden files. Here you are going to ask enter q to quit from the specific program. So now we are going to read a particular prompt, enter your choice, which is reply. The reply should be either y or n. You have to enter either yes, otherwise or no. Here you are using a case. By using a case, you are going to accept the input reply as a input. So in stands for input which you are going to accept. So now a user may enter capital Y or YES or small y. So otherwise you can able to use a R symbol and also specify small y. Y or S. Now it is going to echo display all files, so which are, so all really ls-a. ls-a command which is going to print including the hidden files. So now it is going to execute a shell command. Next one is n or no echo display all non-hidden files, where it is going to display normal ls command which is ended by double semicolon, so that it is going to list ls command which doesn't show non-hidden files. In the third option is quit. So if you want to quit, here we have specified enter q to quit, so that here we have specified option. You can specify small q or capital Q to quit. Here we are going to specify exit 0, which is execute from the program. Star followed by brace specifies case n. If all the cases are failed, this is the default case which is executed. Echo invalid choice, it is going to exit 1 from the status. Finally, like if is going to end with fi, similarly case is going to end with reverse manner. So here you are going to specify C is 1, so next A is 2, and S is 3, and E is 4. Similarly it is going to end with CASC in a reverse manner. Here it is going to end in a reverse manner. Case is going to start with left to right direction, whereas ending with right to left direction. Here you can able to see how you are going to execute this program. This program is executed if sh space filename.sh Otherwise, you can able to enter bash space filename dot sh. So otherwise, you can, after that you can able to execute bash space dot slash file8 dot sh. File name is 8, which I have stored in my Ubuntu. So GPR Ubuntu. Here I have specified. So by that I can able to execute sh space filename dot sh, then followed by dot slash filename dot sh. Otherwise, you can able to specify bash space dot slash file8 dot sh. Either any particular command will work. So next one, we are going to discuss about control structures. Here you are going to use a control structures for repetition purpose. Here you can able to use a do while, repeat until, or for loop, or select control structures. So next you are going to use a functions, and you are going to use a trapping signals, which we are going to discuss next coming slides. Here, if you want to use a repetition constructs, you are using a loops. If you want a command controlled, you are using a while loop or until. If you want a list controlled, then you are going to use a for loop or select statement. These are the things, whether it is a command control or list control, based upon your actions, you are going to follow the loops. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is while loop. Here you are going to specify while followed by expression. Expression might be a specific condition which you want to perform, then it is going to perform the actions. Do is ended with done. Here you can able to specify the command list or shell commands which you want to specify. Next, here if you are going to notice, here you have specified initialized counter equal to 0. Initially counter is a variable which is assigned a value 0. So now by using a while loop, you are going to check counter which is less than 10. Now counter value is 0. 0 is less than 10. It is true, which is true. So then what it is going to do is, it is going to follow the statements. Do echo the counter is counter. So now it has to print the counter. So now what is counter? The counter is initially 0. So now it is going to print 0. So next, let counter equal to, here you are going to increment the counter. Counter equal to counter plus 1. So next time it has incremented the counter. So next what it is going to do, now it is going to compare 1 is less than 10. It is true. So then it is going to print the following output. So first one, it is printing 0. Next it is going to increment here, then it is going to print 1. Similarly 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So finally what is going to happen? It is going to increment the counter after 9, 10. So then it is going to check whether a particular value 10 is greater than, here it is going to check 10 is less than 10. So the condition is going to be failed. Condition is failed. So then it is going to exit. Here finally it is going to use a done. Now this program is ended. So next one is using a while loop. Here you are going to use count equal to s. So now here we have taken a string, because of that reason we have enclosed within the double quotes. Now here you are going to check, if you want to continue, you are going to press S. Then you are going to use a do loop do. Then here it is going to show all process currently running. PS stands for process list, which specifies -a listing all the process. If you want to, it is going to read a value from the input. If you want to continue, you have to press either yes or no. So which is stored under the reply. So now if you continue echo, here you are going to specify a reply. So then if a particular user may enter small y or capital Y, you need to translate by using a TR. If it is a lower case, you are going to translate into the upper case. For example, a user has entered small y. Here a user has entered a small y instead of capital Y. So now here it is going to translate small y to capital Y, so that it is going to translate and it is going to take the action. So then it is, do you want to continue? If you want to continue, it is going to list the process. Otherwise it is going to terminate the process list. Here it is going to show, if you are going to see here, it is going to list out all the process which are currently running. Similarly it is going to show. So if you want to continue, yes, again it will be showing a list of process. Otherwise if you are typing a no, then it is going to exit. So next one, while loop. By using a while loop, you are going to specify which particular this program is going to copy files from home into web server directory. So now here you have specified pix directory. You have specified a home Carl pix. It means Carl is a user and pix is a specific folder name which you want to specify this one into web directory. Here you have specified a web directory. Web directory will be in some other location where www.carl/webcam. Here you are going to specify while it is true, then do the following statements. Date, it has to take date, year, month. So now here you have specified date, %y year, %m stands for month, %d stands for date. So now hour equal to date plus followed by %hour, then it is going to create a make directory, web directory / followed by the date. So while hour is not equal to 0, then it is going to perform the following actions. Test directory equal to web directory, date and hour. So then you are going to create a make directory, destination directory, then you are going to move the files pic.directory, so which are in the pix directory in the Carl pixer, then to that particular all JPGs. Here you have specified start.jpg. Start.jpg specifies all the files followed by the .jpg extension should be moved to the destination directory. All image files .jpg, .jpeg, .bmp, bitmap images, all the things are image formats. So then it is going to sleep for certain milliseconds, 3600 milliseconds, then it is going to specify hour and date. Finally you are going to done the program. So this there are two particular while loops you have used inside the program. So then you are going to end the program. So here you have specified while loop and you are going to end the while loop here. First while loop is ended here and the second while loop is here and the second while loop is ended here. In this manner you can able to use a while loop where this program is going to copy source JPG files to destination JPG files. So next one is until loop. It will be executing until a specific action is specified by the user. For example, it is going to display command list as long as expression evaluate to false. Here you are going to specify until expression, this particular expression is false to the command list. So then do is ended with done. Here you are going to use a until loop. Here counter equal to 0 until counter is less than 10. It means counter we have initiated as 20 until it is less than 10. You are going to do the following statements. Echo, it is going to print the counter. So now let is going to declare, let is a declaring the variable, and now counter equal to counter minus 1. So counter minus 1 equal to 1, it is similar to counter equal to counter minus 1. So now initially counter is 20, 20 minus 1. So 20 minus 1 is 19, which is going to be stored under the counter. So now initially it is going to first it is going to display 20. So then it is going to decrement 19, and next counter will become 19 minus 1, 19 minus 1, which is 18. So similar manner it is going to decrement the counter. Here it is going to show 20, 19, 18, 17 and so on 10. Here once it is less than 10, and again it is going to be decrementing the loop. At that time it is going to specify 9 is less than 10. So 9 is less than 10. The condition is false. It is going to exit from this particular until loop. So finally it is going to done exit from the loop by using the done. So next, here you want to translate uppercase to lowercase. Similarly, we have used it in the another program. Stop is no. Until you are going to stop by pressing the S, it is going to repeat. So it is going to list the all the process which are running. So if you have pressed small y or small n, it need to be translated into lowercase to uppercase. So then it is going to check the condition. So if you have pressed yes in order to stop, then it is going to show output done. It is going to exit from the program. Otherwise you are going to press no n, then it is going to list out once again all the process. So next one is for loop. Here next one is for loop. To execute the commands as many number of times as number of words in the argument list, we are using a for variable. So for followed by variable in the argument list. So do the following commands or statements done. Example, here you are going to specify for I in 7, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you have specified. So how many number of arguments you want to print? So I will be accepting 7, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. So generally we are going to specify I equal to 10, I equal to 20, I equal to 30 and so on. But here what we have specified? We have specified 6 parameters. This particular 6 parameters should be displayed on the screen echo $I. So now it is going to display in a serial manner. Next, here you want to compute average weekly temperature. Here you have specified how many number of times this particular for loop should be executed, up to 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now it is going to do the statements. read, enter the temperature for day. Here you have specified number and here you have specified temperature. Now here by using a let command, temperature total equal to temperature total plus temperature. So what is read from the user? Number 1 stands for here first parameter. So what is the temperature for first day? What is the temperature for second day? What is the temperature for third day and fourth day, fifth day and sixth day and seventh day? So like that we are going to calculate. So now here a user will be entering the temperature for day 1. So now here it is going to calculate total equal to temperature total plus temp. So now it is going to divide the temperature divided by 7. It means whatever the temperature value, for example, a user has entered 98.4, for example 33 degrees centigrade. So that it is going to take the temperature and here it is going to define the temperature total plus 7, so that it is going to declare the temperature total divided by 7, so that it is going to print the average temperature. Next, looping over the arguments so that you can able to use a per parameter, do whatever the parameter you want to specify, you will be printing on the screen. So then finally it is done. Next one is select command. Select is used to construct a simple menu from a word list. It allows user to enter a number instead of word. User enters a sequence of numbers corresponding to the word. For example, select, you are going to specify a specific word in a list. There are list of lines. Among the list of lines, you are going to find the word among the list. So now in order to find, you are going to specify do respective commands. Finally a do is end with done. Here for example you are going to specify the loop. You need to press Ctrl D or Ctrl C in order to interrupt a specific loop. At that time you may use a select command. Here you are using a select command. Select a variable in alpha, beta, gamma. So now here you have specified a variable in alpha, beta and gamma. So these are the 3 parameters which you have specified as a input for a variable. So now do echo variable. So now if you are going to print a variable, it is going to print alpha, beta is a argument 2 and gamma is argument 3. For example, you are going to specify hash followed by 2. So now it is going to display the beta. For example, if you want to specify $4, so there is no fourth argument, only 3 arguments are there here, so it won't show any output. For example, you are going to specify hash $1. Now first argument is alpha, it is going to display the alpha. Next one is break and continue. For example, if you want to interrupt for, while or until loop, so then you are going to use a break and continue statement. It is going to transfer the control to the statement after the done statement. Terminate the execution of loop. Continue statement is used to transfer the control to the done statement. Skip the test statements for current iteration. Continues the execution of the loop. Here you are having a break command where you can able to break a specific command and to the command end. For example, here while you are going to specify the condition, it is going to execute the command 1. Later on it is going to break to perform the up to command n. So finally your do is ended with done, and finally it is going to print the value done. The iteration is over and there are no more iterations, then it is going to break. Continue. Here you will be continuing the statement until you are going to be done. While condition, you are going to specify the condition do and command 1, and it is going to continue up to command n, and finally it is end with done, and it is going to print echo the value is done. This iteration is over, do the next iteration. It means once this is continue, then again it is going to check the condition, and again it is going to continue its execution. Here we are having an example. Here we have specified a index for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up to 10 it has to execute the for statements. It means up to 10 times it has to execute. So now if $index, so what is the index? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So index value is less than 3. So now it is 1. It is less than 3, then echo continue. So it means it will be continuing the condition. So next it will be checking the index value. It is less than 2 is less than 3. So then it will be continuing. So 3 is less than 3, the condition is fails. Now it comes to the echo index, so 3. It is going to print the value 3. So next it is going to check the index is greater than 8. So now it is not greater than 8, and then it is going to break the loop. So now it is going to have a break. Finally if is ended with fi. Here we have ended the if statement, first if statement with fi, and here you are having a second if statement, it is ended with fi, and here we have used a do statement, it is ended with done. Next one is shell functions. A shell function is similar to your shell script. It stores a series of commands for execution later. Shell stores functions in memory. Shell executes a shell function in same shell that we called it. Where to define the shell functions? For example, in .profile, in your script, or on the command, you can able to use a shell functions. Remove a function when it is not used, use a unset built-in function. It means you should not use a predefined function which is used in library. Library function should not be redefined, so that you have to use unset built-in functions. Now you can able to specify a function followed by function name, and it is going to start with the parenthesis and it is going to end with the parenthesis, which is a flower braces. Now here we have specified a funky is a specific function which you have defined. Now here you are going to specify a print statements by using a echo. This is a funky function. Now it is exiting from funky function. So now if you want to call the function, you have to call the function by the function name. So now the function declaration should be always first if you want to call a function. Next, after declaration of function, you can able to use a function name to call the function. Because of that reason, declaration must be precede a call. Here you are having a example for a function. Here you have assigned a just for a second value is 1. If you are going to declare a value or a variable, there should not be any spaces in between. Here the user is using a underscore symbol. By using a underscore symbol, you are going to assign a value 1. So now here initially let I equal to 0. Now it is going to repeat value is 30 we have given. It means you can able to specify depending upon your requirement. Now here you are going to specify a echo, and now the function really begins. By using a while loop, we are going to specify $i. What is I? I is 0. LT stands for less than. It is repeats is having a 30. So I is 0, 0 is less than 30. It is true. Then it is going to perform the following statements. Echo the functions are fun. So now after that it is going to sleep for just a second. Just a second value is 1. So now here you are going to increment the value by 1. So I plus equal to 1. It means I equal to I plus 1. Here you are going to specify I equal to I plus 1. It means first it is 1, it becomes 2, and it becomes 3 and 4, 5 and so on. Finally it becomes 30. So once it becomes 30, so it is going to check the while loop and the condition. Here 30 is less than 30. The condition is failed. So then it comes from the loop and it is done, and it is going to call the function by specifying the fun, so that the function will be called. So whenever you are going to specify the function, this function will be invoked. Here you can able to use a function parameters. The function parameters you can able to specify. $hash specifies number of parameters you are going to pass. $0 stands for it still contains the name of the script, not the name of the function. Otherwise you can able to specify argument 1, argument 2, argument 3 and so on. Here one more example function with a parameter. Here you have specified a test file. This file will be invoked whenever you are going to invoke the test file. So now here you are going to specify if $hash is greater than 0. How many number of arguments you are going to pass is greater than 0, then you are going to check the condition. If file, whatever the argument 1 you have specified is a file or not, it is going to check whether it is a file or not and whether it is a readable or not. So if both are true, you have specified argument which is a file and whether it is available in that particular directory and it is a readable file, then it is going to display a message, the argument 1 which you have passed by the user is readable file. Otherwise $1 is not a readable file. The first particular if is ended with fi. It is ended with fi. So here you have specified second if statement. This is also ended with fi. So then you have entered the file. Now here you have specified the function test file space argument will be passed always by the space test file space function.txt. Function.txt is a file or not? So dot, it doesn't have any extension followed by dot, and it doesn't have any formats like txt, or you are not specifying doc or something. So it is, if it is not the particular thing is not a file, then it is going to exit from the program. Here you are going to have a local variables in a function. The variables are defined within the functions are global. That is, their values are known throughout the entire shell program. Keywords local inside the function definition makes referenced variables local to that function. For example, here you are going to specify a global variable. So pretty good variable. So now here you have specified a variable inside a function is said to be a local variable. So it is going to print not good a variable, echo global inside. Now global, it is going to print better variable. So now whenever you are going to print the echo global, it is going to show FOO. FOO is a function. So now whenever a function is called, so echo $global is going to print this particular message, pretty good variable. So now whenever you are going to print the $global, it is going to print the global value which is inside the function. So now if you are going to print the inside function, it is going to print the value which is inside the function. So next concept is handling the signals. Unix allows you to send the signal to any process. Here you can able to use a kill command in order to kill the signal. If you are typing a ps -user id, it is going to list a specific process. It may show a process id. For example, if you want to kill a specific process, HUP stands for hang up process, where you can able to kill the specific process. So here 9 is a symbol which is used to kill. So it is going to kill the process 1236. For example, 1236 is a process which is running. You can able to terminate that particular process. Otherwise, if you want to hang up that process, you can able to use a 1. If you want to interrupt the process, it is similar to Control C. If you are pressing a Control C, you are going to interrupt the process. Here you are having a different signals in Linux: signal hang up, signal int, signal quit, signal kill, and signal trap, signal kill, signal pipe, signal child, and so on. So these are different particular signals which you can able to use. If you are pressing Control C, which is equal to the signal 2. So here we are going to specify signal int, which is a signal interrupt, which is 2. So this is what we have specified here. 2 is an interrupt which is similar to Control C. So that is what here we have mentioned. Handling signals, you can able to handle the signals. For example, trap. Trap is a software signal which is going to generate the commands. So where you are going to specify 1 and 2. Already we have showed what is 1 and signal. You are going to hang up the signal 1 and you are going to interrupt the signal by using a 2. So here you are using a signal -1, it is going to show -1, it is not going to kill the process which is specified in the comment line. So whereas signal 2 will kill the process, and it means it is going to terminate the process. Trap is a software interrupt where we are going to display a message echo do not hang up 1. So here we have specified a 1, so which it is going to show a not hang up. So now while it is true, so then it is going to do the following steps: echo try to hang up, and here it is going to have a sleep 1. It is going to sleep for 1 particular milliseconds. There are multiple signals which you can able to generate here by specifying a trap, and you are going to specify the signal number 1 and 2. So where it is going to perform while it is true, so then it is going to do where you have specified a echo n. So those variables are 1 and 2, and it is going to sleep for 1 millisecond in order to execute each specific instruction, and finally it is done. Do is end with done. If you want to remove the temporary files in a Linux, you can able to use a trap, cleanup, exit status. Here you have specified a 2. So now cleanup is a function where it is going to remove the temporary files in bin. RM stands for remove, and where you are going to specify the files, and here you are going to go to the temporary folder and temporary files, where you are going to specify $$ followed by question mark all files in a particular folder. Now here you are going to use a for loop for I in 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 up to 8 times it will be executing. In each and every particular iteration it is going to use a touch command. By using a touch command it is going to create a temporary files, 8 temporary files. So now what it is going to do is it is going to sleep for 1 millisecond after 1, after 2, after 3, after 4, after 5, after 6, after 7 and 8. So now finally it has created a 8 number of temporary files in a folder. So now whenever you are going to call the function cleanup, so what it is going to do is it is going to clean up all the files and folders which are residing in your temporary files. So now here it is going to call the cleanup. So now it is going to clean all the files and folders which are residing here. RM stands for remove. Remove all the files which are created as a arguments. Next one, restoring the default handlers. Trap without a command list will remove signal handler. Use this run to run a signal handler once only. Here we have specified trap 2. So now it is going to reset. Here we have specified just once, it is true, and again we have specified. Now the, for example, here you have specified a trap 1. Now it is reset to 2. So like that you can able to modify the or restore the default signal handlers. So while it is true, you are going to repeat the loop. Otherwise it is going to print the echo n, which is separated by dot. Finally it is going to sleep and it is going to run the statement. If you want to debug a shell program, you can able to use a GDB, which is a GDB stands for debugger, where GNU debugger. By using that you can able to debug the shell program where you have a specific errors. Here you are having a set function. Set is used to set the variables. It is having a different options. -v, which is going to read the line, and -x, which is going to display the command as a arguments, and options are turned on or turn off. So you can able to set the variables -v. -v stands for option to print each line as it is read. So now -x, the option displays the command and its arguments, so that you can able to set x and v. Otherwise you can able to turn on or turn off the option. So options can be also be sent by using a shebang line. What is shebang line? Always in the first slide I am explaining. Hash followed by exclamatory symbol bin bash xv. So where you are going to make the environment to be turned on, so that you can able to make the -v, so that you can able to set the environment where you are going to start from the program itself. It is going to debug the program. So finally the summary, we have seen all the statements, how to use a echo, how to read, and how to use a if then, how to use a case, how to use a repetition, how to use do while, repeat until, for, select, functions, traps, and so on. So this is all about shell programming, basics of shell programming. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.